Hey there, and welcome to Throw Up Thursday. I'm your host, Dr. JJ Kelly, the punk rock doc.
Well, hello there. I'm Dr. JJ Kelly, the punk rock doc, and this is Throw Up Thursday, where you come barf your problems and leave feeling better. I am about to be joined by Olivia Hoffman, our doc. So here we go. Let's see. One of our docs.
And what that means is former psychotherapy patients paging Dr. Freud. Hi!
Hi! I missed what you said, but I just got the page.
Wait, I can't hear
Freud.
shit.
You can't hear me?
Oh, you're coming. That's because my headphones are still.
There we go. Hello, Olivia.
Oh, hello?
Hi, there
Hi.
we go. How are you?
Hello?
Hi.
Are we good?
I hope so.
We have some growing pains since we didn't do last week, so we just got to ease back into it.
Dude, completely my fault. So sorry about that.
No.
I was already in the East Coast time zone, so I was adjusted to the time zone, but it was my first day in Ohio, which is never a good idea to have anything scheduled with the first day Sam and I get together.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to be a crazy day.
No, I assumed you were just having fun.
I was.
But I was proud of myself, character growth, because I did not worry that you were dead. I was like, oh, she's off having fun.
Well,
so,
good for you.
Yeah, love that. Character growth.
I myself felt guilt because you have said before, I look forward to this all week. I was like, I'm an asshole. Which is just a thought. We validate the feeling of guilt. Plus, I missed you.
I know, I missed you too. It's been a while.
It has.
Do you think that was justified guilt or unjustified? Because there's a difference.
What a good question. I actually think justified because I fucked up. If I had canceled beforehand with you, then I think that would have been unjustified guilt because it didn't violate my values. And though it's not a huge deal, I still think that since I had planned to do it and I just fucked up, that's justified guilt because it matches my values to say, I feel guilty for making a mistake. Did everybody get that? Justified and unjustified guilt.
An important one, definitely.
It is because oftentimes we behave according to our values and we still feel guilty. That's the kind of guilt you want to get practice feeling so that you build your tolerance to that kind of guilt, because that kind of guilt is gremlin bullshit and you want to get rid of that, so you practice it over and over. Literally, the way we get rid of unjustified guilt is go do that thing that makes you feel guilty all the time.
Yeah. Like if saying no makes you feel guilty and like, oh my God, I'm a horrible person, then you just have to say no more often.
Yes. Well said. Excellent. So, what did I miss? How you been?
I've been all right.
Okay.
I've been
saw
okay.
you post on our private group.
So a little bit of a hard day, but I'm super happy to be doing this and
me too.
And validating the sadness and just like living in the gratitude as much as I can.
All right. Well, and I'm buying it. It doesn't just sound like a shirt at a yoga studio. So
just laugh.
Seems good.
You know? Do you want to start off by pulling a card?
Oh, sure. Yes. Where am I? I got a kind of a bullshit one today. I can't.
Yeah.
Hey, this doesn't. I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to get from it. What do you get?
I haven't pulled one yet today.
All right, do it.
Save it. Okay.
Home.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I got the same bullshit one.
You got the same one?
Damn it! It's not bullshit. I'm bullshitting.
Which one is it?
I'm not telling. Damn it. I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
God damn it. Okay. What's yours?
I got don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you.
Yeah, let that shit come to you. Yeah.
And I think it's about what I posted about and the sadness.
Yep.
Because I felt there was like my action urge to listen to sad music was like a draw to like dig the knife in kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I think, yeah, to go emo on it.
Yeah.
And I felt that. And I was like, all right, that's why I'm going to skirt into the gratitude. So I think it's about that. To like not be like, oh, so sad. Because it's okay.
It is pretty okay.
Mm-hmm. It's like not a big deal.
Sad. And sad.
It's sad and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, you know what I find helps me regulate emotions, Olivia? Helping others.
yes.
So, you got a question or what?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
I do have a present. Also, we have a great gift of the Feels on Wheels tomorrow.
Yes. Tell them
At
all the
2:30 to 3:30. Ish, whatever. It's lax. We're gonna be doing Feels on Wheels, the mental health pop-up to help give you free coping skills. We'll be outside the Safeway on College and 63rd. It's gonna be fun. We'll be dancing. There may or may not be bubbles. It'll be great.
Nice. We are dancing tomorrow. We keep forgetting to dance.
I know.
Set up first and then
dance.
2:30, we are dancing. It will not be well done dancing. It will be dancing.
Yes.
All right. The Safeway at 63rd. Dude, nice job, by the way.
I've been practicing.
Very smooth. Yeah. Excellent. One last thing I have to do. Wonderful.
So the first question I have is from a friend. So they're going on a road trip right now, like doing a cross-country road trip with a friend that they are not super close with, but they've known for a bit. So they wanted some conflict resolution tips, which I have a lot to say about this.
Yeah.
And they said that they like, so tips for conflict resolution when you're in close spaces with a person. And they said that, and we can discuss this a bit, that they want it to be dealt with quickly and easily, ways to keep it from bleeding into the trip. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
we can validate the wish of that. Definitely.
Yeah, that's a lovely wish. Okay, again, this is a difficult one for me to answer because I need a specific situation. Like, this person said this, I said this. These are always better questions when they're absolutely specific like that. However, I will still attempt to answer this, and that is, it's the same thing I tell you guys all the time, is enter into the conflict while you're still scared. I say this because getting ahead of it is always, not always, but usually a more mindful choice that maximizes your chances of getting taken seriously and getting the resolution actually resolved. And a lot of times people wait too long because they're scared, and then they're super pissed because it's accumulated, and the other person has no idea that's even happening. And then they wuss out and use anger as fuel for going after the conflict. And that sucks because you don't even have to be brave to use anger as fuel with conflict. So, and it also reduces your chances of being effective because you're probably going to say something fucked up that you regret later. Most of us do. When we wait too long and when we're super pissed. And a lot of times the person's like shocked. They're like, holy, I didn't even know I was irritating you. And you're like, will you stop chewing so loudly?
You've been on both sides of that too. So you know when someone explodes and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. And when you're like, I can't take another second of you breathing near me, like, I can't do it.
Totally. So take responsibility for validating your feelings, usually irritation, maybe some sadness, maybe some hurt. Maybe I get my feelings hurt all the time. I don't think anybody did anything wrong per se. I just am hurt. It doesn't even necessarily need a sorry, although I suggest you do it. It just smooths things over a little bit better. However, it's, you know, we got to take responsibility for our own emotional experience. And a closed car situation like that, while very fun, highly recommend road trips always. It's, you know, you get to know somebody on a road trip. Oh, God, I'm talking to you and we're having our own conversation with our eyes right now.
It's a pressure cooker. It's, you know.
Yeah. Yes. And if conflict does not get resolved, it absolutely accumulates. So by the time you go from Oakland to NYC, it's machete time. So talk. Yeah. Be honest. Do not go into the conversation going, you did. I think this. I feel, and then use emotion words. Don't say, I feel like you're being an asshole. That is not taking responsibility for your feelings. Like an asshole is not a feeling. You don't go right into blame. You say, will you please chew a little quieter? Thank you. Reminds me of Young Frankenstein when she's like, would the doctor like something to drink? No, thank you. I'm a bit tired. Truth telling. Do it while you're still scared. Because everybody's scared. It's okay. Be brave. You're going on a road trip anyway, so you're exercising courage. Now just tell the truth. If everybody's told the truth, the actual truth, the world would be so much better, dude.
Yeah.
So that's the best I got for answering that question.
I think that ties into the justified and unjustified guilt as well.
Do tell, Olivia.
You could feel some unjustified guilt for putting up boundaries, or like, oh, I'm causing a problem. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It's another great example of when it's important to, like, when you feel fear, to move towards that fear most of the time, I think.
Yes. Because in that situation in particular, that guilting that goes on in your head is your bullshit way of talking yourself out of doing the thing you fear, which is entering into the conflict. Oh, I don't have a right to say anything. Oh, they're not being that. Like, it's just words leading to wussing out on the thing that you really ought to be doing.
Which is actually making the situation way worse. If you just go, oh, it's not that big of a deal, I don't care, which I've done many times, and then 3,000 miles later, I can't. You know, it's just not. It's the kinder thing to do to call somebody out in a second when they hurt your feelings.
Totally, I could not agree more. You know, I think that. Give them a shot at changing the behavior that's irritating you that they probably don't even know they're doing. Instead of being controlling about, oh, I lost you. But instead of trying to be controlling about not a big deal. Like, it's funny to me, this not a big deal thing, because most of us are irritated when we express our feelings and then the other person says something like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. You're like, I'm going to wring your neck. Yeah. However, we say that to ourselves all the time. And somehow it flies.
Well, I think it's some internalized, I mean, especially if a woman is saying it, or like a femme person is saying, oh, it's not that big of a deal, minimizing their problems, trying to make themselves as like digestible as possible. There's definitely like a lot of internalized sexism in that. And by minimizing other women's problems too, because it makes you feel anxious. Like,
agreed. Why is your thing not moving?
Is it not? Am I not moving at all? Oh, okay. Let me get out and get back in.
Oh, great. What am I going to talk about while you're gone?
One second.
Okay. So while we're on this topic, though, of things that we would never say to other people, however, we allow ourselves to say it to ourselves. This is something that has stuck in my craw for my entire career and beforehand, actually, is that if things like, oh, I'm so stupid, or I'm a piece of shit, like these horrible things that people say to themselves, then if there's a phrase that you repeat silently to yourself that you would never say to another human being, forget another human being, somebody you care about, because I'm going to assume you care about yourself a little, then if you would not dare say it to someone else because you think it would be cruel, rude, whatever, do not say that stuff to yourself. And when you catch yourself saying that kind of thing to yourself, have something on deck like, I'm perfect just the way I am, or some friggin' mantra. And mantras are for repetition and realigning neural pathways. So yeah, the cheesier, the better. Just repeat something in the place of the horrible thing that you repeat, as a way of occupying your brain on something more productive than the reel that the gremlin gets you with. Better. I can see you now.
Hello.
All right. Give me another question.
All right. I was wondering, so I know that we talk about how in spring there's like a shift that like affects you mentally and physiologically. I was wondering if because we're in another season change in fall, if there's like another kind of thing that happens.
Great question. Is this your question?
Yeah.
This is a great question. Because yes, we talk about spring all the time, which is funny. I think I talk about spring all the time because it's a living hell for me. However, fall absolutely has its own thing. And that's when people start getting diagnosed with seasonal affect disorder. That's when people get their light boxes out. For us here in California, I still have had people in my practice that use the light box and feel that shift in the fall. I do think there is a letting down and, darker, longer. It is a season moving into winter where we rest a little bit more. So that part is perfectly natural. However, if people are sort of depressed and then fall rolls around and then the light goes away, then they might get actually depressed. And, the light boxes, when they work, are fab because you're not taking meds. Check with your doctor. They're like $200 one off. That's so much cheaper than meds. It's better for your body than meds. If overdone, it can make you hypomanic or manic. But in general, yeah.
Whoa.
But in general, when I have had people use the light box, it's awesome and makes everybody happy. However, if you are not getting outside for a walk, don't get a light box first. Get some friggin' exercise. Make sure you are eating healthily. That means shit that's alive. That means vegetables. And watch your water intake as well. But exercise will help in the fall. Exercise helps during the rainy season too. It doesn't matter that it's raining. Just put on a slicker and get your ass out there.
Also, it's like so beautifully dramatic when you're kind of moody to go on a rainy walk. Like
to go on a crying walk while it's raining.
I cannot wait to cry in the rain. It's been too long. I lived in Vancouver for years. I could cry in the rain every day. Go to class, no one would know that I was crying. I would get the rain off my face. Now it's so apparent whenever I've been crying on the bus. Like,
totally. Oh my gosh, we have a question. Hang on.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh. It's tiny. How am I supposed to read that?
I can't see it either, so I can't.
Oh, God. My housemate just accidentally texted me while shit talking me to her husband. Oh, that's awesome. Nice drama. I feel pissed and want to yell at her. This is, oh God, I can't read it all.
Oh, it's okay.
Can you see it?
I can see part of it. This is this. After, do you want to say in the chat thing what the rest of your question is?
I'm pissed and want to. Damn it.
Yell at her.
I read something about a deer in there, which deer, for those of you who have not taken DBT, which, why haven't you taken my 8-week course yet?
drjjkelly.com. Schedule a free consult.
Yeah. A deer is the formula that we have describe, express, assert, reinforce. It's a formula for assertiveness training, and it kicks so much ass. And I'm pretty sure Astrid is referring to that, even though I can't get back to the word.
Yeah, well, so she says, is this a deer situation or a water off a duck's ass situation?
Well, my dear, I cannot define that for you. This is so funny. Astrid's so funny like this. Astrid often asks a question, and I take a breath, and then Astrid goes, "Oh, I think I know the answer." Turns out she absolutely does, and it's a great one, and it usually has pieces to it that I didn't even think of yet. So, my guidance is, what are your values? I am going to guess that you're wishing it's a water off a duck's ass situation, because it's I mean, at first reading, I would probably address that. And you're not me, so if you don't, it doesn't mean you're not courageous. Just gut check, though, please, because chances are that's a scary conversation to have. And your gremlin's going to try to talk you out of that, because fear's a liar, and tell you, oh, this is just, and then use my words, water off a duck's ass, to try to say, oh, I don't need to have this confrontation. My favorite, when you guys use my words against yourselves. Oh, Olivia's never done that, though.
I'm perfect.
So are there any more comments from Astrid? What do you
She just says LOL. I do think also in this case, this is gonna be a whole lot scarier for her than it is for you to like be called out on, like, that's excruciating for her. So that might help take the fear away from the deer a little bit, because like, oh my God.
So delicious. Dude,
So
I live for shit like that.
It's like, it's almost like the fact that she did that is like her fucking comeuppance to be like, you suck, and I have proof that you suck.
Dude,
like,
you could wait a day on that shit too.
She's gonna be like,
figure it out. Dude. And then you can just saunter up and be like, so I got this text where you
was this meant for me, or
is there some unresolved conflict that I'm not aware of between us? Because I'd be happy to discuss that with you. Oh my God, so delicious. Please,
can I draft one?
Put it on the group. Please. Oh my God, you've got to put it on our Facebook group, because this shit is gold. We're all going to laugh. You guys are going to do support group on Sunday, and you're going to hear all about it, and I won't be there. Damn it. I want to hear about this shit. This is some good stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Astrid, while we have you, are you leaning toward water off a duck's ass or the deer man? When you say draft one, it suggests to me that she's going to do a deer. And whether you deliver it or not, writing out a deer gets everybody a little bit more mindful about what their emotions are, whether they want to go forward or let it go, what matches their values. It just slows. Yeah, right. Yeah, she's going to do the deer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you got to do it anyway. If you ask yourself, hey, should I, check out the formula for assertiveness training and write something out? Yeah, because at the very least, you're going to get clear on what your objective is. Mm-hmm. So yes, did I, by the way, I saw that question mark, and did I answer your fall question, thoroughly? Did we end there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yes.
But just to take care of yourself, like it is spring, and
spring has the amp up.
Mm-hmm.
Fall has the hunker downy.
And I'm anticipating it to be a little bit heavier because of COVID stuff as well. So it's been,
if that anticipation helps you, fine.
Just as a way of like compassion of like, okay, this might be a little bit more of like a heavier fall transition.
While holding on to, you might not be right. I mean, you probably are. I'm not even arguing about that. I'm just arguing, about the thoughts.
Future telling.
Yeah, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously it's logical. However, we're lucky here, you know? It's not like we're going to get feet of snow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would suck.
Also, I'm loving this like little chilly weather because I get to wear my turtleneck, which I loved layering. It's finally layering season.
Yeah. Yes, I have my.
Oh, hell yeah.
I know, I love this sweater so much. Plus, I was with this kid, socially distanced and outside, teaching this kid yesterday. We both had owl things on. I was like, yeah.
Amazing.
So great. So great.
Beautiful.
Okay, you got one more?
Yeah. Okay.
Right, lay it on me, sister.
So it's kind of not a specific question, but we can get into more. No, I'm sorry.
You're killing me.
Okay, so when we talk about like being dysregulated emotionally, there is in one circle emotional mind, and in the other circle rational mind.
Mm-hmm.
For people who tend to hover more in rational mind, what are some tips to clue them into how to get regulated? Because I think that there's like a societally, it's more acceptable to be, it's like harder to catch that you're dysregulated sometimes for people who aren't trained.
Well, yes, that's true of anybody. Yeah.
But with emotional mind, it's like, oh, I'm super emotional. I know that I'm like going through something.
Oh yeah, it's feminine, and in the patriarchy,
but when people
really
over-intellectualize, what are some cues?
Sorry.
When people over-intellectualize, what are some cues to help them know that they're dysregulated and move towards wise mind?
Oh, an open hand slap to the face. Dude, what am I, a freaking magician over here? How do you get a person whose defense structure rests solely on intellectualizing? Well, I myself like to humor shame them as a disruptor to their bullshit, because sounding smart doesn't make you smart. And it's not at all smart to deny emotions as a human animal that has emotions. Dude, that is so obviously patriarchal. And it hurts men, too. Because the only fucking emotion that they're allowed to feel is anger.
Mm-hmm.
They're scared, too. They feel joy and love, too. When I say patriarchal, I don't want to get any fucking messages about this, because it hurts men too. And when I say the patriarchy, I just mean an unbalanced society that leans more toward the masculine and fucking disregards the feminine and all the great things that come with that, including women or female-bodied people. Anyway, what was the question even?
The question
are you protecting somebody with this?
Well, it was just based off of a conversation that I was having with somebody, and we were talking about how they hover more towards intellectualizing. And so I thought it would be helpful to like talk about certain ways in order to like clue in that they are intellectualizing in the moment.
Do they understand that intellectualizing is a defense mechanism?
Yeah.
So why do they keep doing it?
I don't know.
They're arguing for their own defense.
No, they're not arguing for it. I was just thought that it was worth, that it was something that, I don't know if there's like I know, because I go towards the emotional mind, right? And it's, I think, maybe easier to tell when you're dysregulated because you're like, I don't know.
Well, a little more. I mean, honestly, some people are real primitive in their understanding of their emotional experience. Mm-hmm. And over the years, what I just start to do with people is have them print out a list of emotions. I mean, really, or the wheel, you know, this shit is all over the internet now. And I do that thing where I like think and feel, and just because you say feel, don't make it feeling. And I catch them in the moment as we're talking in a therapeutic situation, not a social one. Mm-hmm. Were they asking you for tips on how to intellectualize less, or just to understand when they're having emotions?
Yeah.
Well, why don't they use their fucking intellect to deduce whether the situation they're in requires feeling.
Yeah.
If you're, I don't want to say something horrible, but you know, like if you see, if a bird ran into this window right now and I was like, I mean, yeah. So yeah, that bird just like broke its neck.
Well, that's actually like a metaphor for society and
like that's dumb. First of all, why wouldn't I have a response from that? Yeah, okay, but let's say I just like try to tamp down my emotions with intellect.
Mm-hmm.
That is not effective long term.
Mm-hmm.
You do that enough and it's going to come out weird in some way. However, let's say someone you care about it gets hurt or goes through something that is really hard for them and you care about them. If you don't think you feel anything, that's probably not accurate. You're probably intellectualizing if you're saying shit like no big deal, bullshit, invalidating statements like that, then you probably are having emotions, but you're not going looking for them. So go looking for them. If you're like, wow, why don't I feel anything? That's the thing, is it's revered to not have feelings. That is actually reinforced in our society, which is horseshit, and ends up hurting those very people in the long run. That does not work long term.
Mm-hmm.
However, go looking for it, explore, get curious about your own emotional experience. Start finding words other than the ones you use, if you even use emotion words, because a lot of people just say good, bad. What? I feel good. I feel bad. What? That doesn't even fly one day in our program. That doesn't tell weird shit. What?
I feel weird.
Yeah, weird. That's actually better.
Yeah.
Because there's usually a physical thing to that, and I can be like, okay, what does weird mean? I do the same thing for good and bad. It's just, if you think good and bad is the end of the road of your exploration of your emotional experience, you definitely need a class.
With Dr. JJ Kelly, drjjkelly.com, 8-week DBT course.
But go, nice, Olivia. But go Google emotion words and print it out and start using them. And bodily reactions to different emotions, there are going to be patterns. Watch for the patterns. Be honest with yourself about the patterns. If any pattern, because a lot of times when we're certain or we think we're certain about anything, we stop exploring that whole realm, which probably means it's a gaping blind spot. And so look for certainty. It's like little gnat that's been driving me insane. Go look for the certainty and then go digging for where you're wrong. It's a thrilling experience, actually, to learn, oh my God, I've been thinking this forever. I'm totally off base about this. Now you can grow. I think that is absolutely hilarious. I love doing it with myself. I myself think every word that comes out of my mouth is brilliant.
It is.
Yeah. However, you know, if it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't mean anything. And that happens with ourselves too. Like, you could write something out. You could say something out loud. If it resonates with you, you're probably on the right track. What does resonate mean? I don't know. You get like a flutter or gut feeling about it, or it just seems true. When you say it, you got to listen to yourself about stuff like that. I don't know if I answered your question.
I mean, I think that's good. I kind of just wanted to set off a discussion about that sort of thing.
I got to guess about who that conversation
was. Whoever could it be?
But it's, you know, I do humor shame people that do that, but that's usually after they've had some training and we have a relationship. However, I don't want anybody shaming themselves, because the exploration and curiosity, even the intellectual curiosity around emotions, can be a fun process. And the more playful and like your ability to laugh at yourself in this process, I mean, that makes the process so much more productive, useful, fun.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many things that shame us. And, like, why would we do that to ourselves? Yeah. Why not make it fun?
Letting go of ego in the search for what's real is really important.
Well said. Yes. Graduate, pro level DBTer. I love it. Those are great questions. Give me at least one specific one next time.
I will.
And thank you, Astrid, for asking a question live. I always appreciate that. And
thanks for being so juicy.
Oh my God, yes.
That was great.
I definitely need some follow-up on that, please. Okay. Thank you for joining us. Tomorrow, we will be across from Southie. Hi, Javier. We will be across from our friends at Southie and Wood Tavern on College, just south of Alcatraz at the Safeway for Feels on Wheels, our community outreach. And we are giving away free coping skills every Friday at 2:30. See you there.
Bye.
Bye.
Get in touch with me, Dr. JJ Kelly, the punk rock doc, at drjjkelly.com.